Thousands of unemployed Ohioans are not getting their state-authorized unemployment payments. Good evening, I'm Cheryl McHenry.
And I'm James Brown. The victims told News Center 7's Mike Campbell they got locked out of their state accounts. And Mike, one person told you he's not getting paid because of this.
Exactly right, James. Now, when someone loses a job, they often go to the Ohio Job and Family Services Unemployment Office in their county, like the one here in Clark County serving the Springfield area. That's where they apply for benefits while they search for a new job. Now, many people are searching for a new job while also searching for answers about their missing benefits.
Very, very frustrating. Very frustrating.
Josh Ham lost his job back in March and signed up for benefits. Everything was fine as payments came in correctly until 2 weeks ago.
Noticed I never received payment and then started the daily hassle of trying to figure out how and why.
Ham couldn't log into his account, and when he tried to call for help, it became obvious that thousands of other people were in the same circumstances.
Got on hold on Thursday of last week and was on hold for over 5 hours.
Ham finally got through to a rep on his third day of dialing.
She did notify me that I did get hacked through unemployment. They got my information, my banking information, Social Security information.
We reached out to an Ohio Job and Family Services spokesperson who told us over the past 2 weeks, Ohio experienced an increased number of attempts to fraudulently access its unemployment system. We have identified and addressed the issue, which involves criminals accessing an individual's accounts using fake credentials. The state is trying to help victims get back into their accounts, but admits it is a painstaking process, as evidenced by their online warnings and their phone lines, which I tried on Tuesday.
We are experiencing an unusually high number of calls and wait times. We are currently experiencing an exceptionally high call volume.
It's a little bit more frustrating because you think that you should have trust in your state and your representatives. I think about the single moms and single dads out there that were relying on their paycheck and have not received one.
A spokesperson at ODJFS told me they do not have exact numbers on just how many people this problem is impacting. Now, Josh Ham told me he's been without payments for 2 weeks now, but he knows people that have been without payments for 6 or even 8 weeks. Reporting live in Clark County, Mike Campbell, News Center 7.